Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Today, we are going to see Mechanics of Rigid Bodies, Class 2, BSc Physics. So, my name is Srinivas Ganji, Assistant Professor of Physics. Now, earlier we covered few topics from this chapter. Angular displacement, what is angular displacement? Actually, what is displacement and what is angular displacement? Well, the angular displacement is nothing but theta is equal to s by r, where r is the radius covered by the rotating body and s is displacement. Angular displacement theta is equal to s by r. And the next one is instantaneous angular velocity, that is represented by omega. It is nothing but rate of change of angular displacement. It is just like linear velocity, rate of change of displacement is called velocity, but here it is angular velocity. It can be defined as rate of change of angular displacement. Okay. So, this one also I have covered already. And instantaneous angular acceleration. See here, what is instantaneous angular acceleration? Means just like general acceleration, rate of change of velocity, here the instantaneous angular acceleration can be defined as the rate of change of angular displacement, rate of change of angular velocity is called angular acceleration. It is represented by alpha, where alpha is equal to d omega by dt. Instantaneous angular acceleration. Okay, right. Let us see today's topic, equation of motion of a body which is in rotatory motion. See there, if the body is in translatory motion, already we know that equations of motion covered under intermediate session. See there, linear motion and their equations. On the left side, already I have given in the table, v is equal to u plus 80. The final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration multiplication with time, v equal to u plus 80. And the distance covered by the object s is equal to ut plus of 80 square. And v square minus v square is equal to 2as. These three formulas for linear motion of a body, translatory motion, right. Now, if we come to the another way, rotatory motion. So, in case of rotatory motion, then the equations of motion can be written as like this. See there on the right side in the table, omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t, theta is equal to omega naught t plus of a alpha t square, and omega square minus omega naught square equal to 2 alpha theta. So, we know all the components. Omega naught is initial velocity and omega is final angular velocity, where alpha is nothing but acceleration, angular acceleration, where theta is the angular displacement. Okay. So, now we are going to derive these equations of motion for rotating body. So, let us see. Next, relation between linear and angular momentas. See the relation between linear and angular quantities. Relation between linear and angular quantities. Let us see. First one, relation between angular and linear velocities. So, we know that v equal to r omega. Later we will derive that equation. V equal to r omega, where v is linear velocity, where r is the radius, and where omega is the angular velocity. Next, total acceleration of rotating a rigid body about a fixed axis. See here in this equation, see there, where vector notation, vectorically will write v equal to omega cross v bar is equal to omega cross plus r bar in this equation. Let us take a sketch there. Okay. See there in this equation, this is not the case, this is a mistaken one. Okay. See in this equation, well, the relation between them vectorically we can write the relation between uh, linear velocity and angular velocity. Okay, v bar, here you have to put v bar, here v bar equal to omega bar cross r bar. Okay, and the next thing is tangential component of acceleration. See there, when the body is rotating about a fixed axis, it has tangential acceleration. We know very well when we take this picture, when the body is rotating about a fixed axis. So in this case, it has tangential acceleration as well. It can be represented by at equal to r alpha, where r is the radius covered by the object, and where alpha is the angular acceleration. And similarly, it also possesses radial component, radial acceleration, and the radial acceleration represented by ar is equal to v square by r. In terms of angular velocity, this can be written as omega square r. Omega square r. Again, this can also be written as r bar cross v bar. Again, this can also be written as r bar cross v bar, and the total acceleration of rotating body, total acceleration of rotating body is the addition of tangential component of the acceleration, and that means tangential acceleration and radial acceleration. Then the total acceleration small a can be written as a is equal to at plus ar. Now let us see one by one how can we get these equations. Okay, mathematically let us see these equations. Now, in the previous class we covered few topics. What is angular displacement? Angular displacement, so that is represented by angular displacement. First we covered angular displacement, angular displacement, angular displacement, right? Angular displacement. So how can we write angular displacement where theta is equal to s by t? The distance travelled per time. Angular displacement theta is equal to s by t. Already I have seen in the previous class. And the second one is angular velocity. Angular velocity. This one also have seen in the previous class. Angular velocity, that can be written as instantaneous angular velocity, can be written as omega is equal to rate of change of angular displacement. So angular velocity omega is equal to d theta by dt. This one also I have seen in the previous class. And the third one is angular acceleration. Angular acceleration. Angular acceleration. So instantaneous angular acceleration is represented by alpha, where alpha is equal to rate of change of angular velocity. Rate of change of angular velocity, d omega bar by dt. d omega bar by dt. Okay, now we have to see, we know that equations of motion. So if the body is in linear motion, how can we write equations of motion? So equations of motion, first one can be written as v equal to u plus at, right? v equal to u plus at. v equal to u plus at. So what is v? Velocity, final velocity. What is u? Initial velocity. What is a? Linear acceleration. It is t for nothing but time. So next, now second equation is displacement. S is equal to ut plus of at square. S is equal to ut plus of at square. This is the second equation for especially linear motion. Body is in linear motion. And the third one is, we know that v square minus u square is equal to 2as. v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Now what we are going to see is we are going to establish these relations in terms of angular displacement, angular velocity and angular acceleration, right? So let us see one by one. Let us first see angular equations of motion, that should be related between the velocities and acceleration. The first one is omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. And the second one is here, here it is displacement. Here angular displacement theta is equal to, here u can be taken as omega naught t and a place of alpha t square plus alpha t square. That is second one. And the third one is omega square minus omega naught square is equal to 2 alpha into theta. 2 alpha into theta. Now we are going to derive these three equations one by one. Okay, so get ready for that one. Now first one we have to prove omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. We are going to solve that one. So first we write for angular acceleration. We first write angular acceleration formula. First write angular acceleration formula. So we write for angular acceleration. Now we are going to prove omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. We are going to prove this one. Okay. For this, what we have to take? We have to take first angular acceleration. So that is, how can we write angular acceleration? W equal to alpha is equal to dw by dt, right? dw by dt. So from this equation, how can we write dw is equal to alpha into dt, right? Alpha into dt. Let us integrate on both sides. Integrate on both sides. Integrate on both sides. Integrating on both sides, what we get here? Let us integrate between the limits omega naught to omega and d omega, that is equal to time from 0 to t seconds and alpha into dt, right? So if you take integration on both sides, we'll get one constant. Integration constant will get c, right? Now integrating this one, what we get here? We get here this one can be written as omega naught to omega, okay? And so that equal to, here what we get? Here see, here alpha is constant, writing outside, and we have term 0 to t and dt and plus c, right? So finally what we get? Omega minus omega naught, that equal to omega minus omega naught. So that is equal, here we'll get alpha into t plus c. So now in this case especially, see here, okay, let us remove constant term, then we'll get omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. This is our required equation. Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Okay, so this is the first equations of motion in case of rigid body when it is rotating about a fixed axis, right? Now we have to prove second one. What is that? Second one is theta equal to omega naught t plus of alpha t square. Now we have to prove that one. See how can we prove that one? Now let us take same equation. Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. First equation, assume this is 1, and let us take equation 1. From equation 1, so what we get here? Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Here, how can we write omega? It is nothing but rate of change of angular displacement. This can be written as dt by dt, d theta by dt, that equaled omega naught plus alpha t. And multiplying, then we'll get d theta is equal to omega naught dt plus what we get here, alpha t into dt. So let us integrate on both sides. Integrate on both sides. On both sides, what we get integrating on both sides? See here, integrating on both sides, what we get here? So integration d theta equal to integral omega naught dt and plus integral alpha t dt. Okay, alpha t dt. Now integrating, what we get here, theta, that is equal to, it will become what, omega naught t plus here alpha is constant, we will get 1 by 2 alpha t square. So this is our required equation, right? This is our required equation, displacement, law of displacement. Theta is equal to omega naught t plus of alpha t square. Now again we have to see equation 3, right? We have to prove equation 3 now. See, let us substitute equation 1 in equation 2. Equation 1 in equation 2 in place of t, right? So let us see how can we solve that one. Okay, so we got equation 1, that is what, w is equal to w naught omega naught plus alpha t, and then equation 2, this is what equation 1 we got already, and equation 2 displacement law, theta is equal to omega naught t plus of alpha t square, right? So assume 2. So from equation 1, so how can we solve from equation 1? From equation 1, theta is equal to t equal to so omega minus omega naught by alpha, right? So assume this is equation 3. Substitute 3 in 2, right? Substitute 3 in 2. So what we get if substitute 3 in 2? So theta is equal to omega naught, and substitute t value, what is that, omega minus omega naught by alpha, and that equal to that, and plus 1 by 2 alpha into t square. So what is that, omega minus omega naught by alpha whole square, right? So what we get finally here, let us multiply inside and take common. See here we'll get 2 alpha t. 2 alpha t is equal to, multiply inside, omega naught into omega into 2. So minus 2 omega naught square. So here what we get here, see here we'll get omega, 1 omega cancel, 2 and omega came here, and finally we have the term omega square and minus plus omega naught square minus 2 omega naught, right? So this one cancel, and what we get here, and here we'll get 2 alpha t equal to so omega square minus omega naught square. So finally we have the term omega square minus omega naught square is equal to 2 alpha t. So this is our required third equation, right? So this is our required third equation, omega square minus omega naught square is equal to 2 alpha t, where what is alpha? Angular acceleration. What is theta? Angular displacement. What is omega here? Final angular velocity. And what is omega naught square here? Initial angular velocity. So in this way we solve these 3 equations, especially for rotating body. Okay. Now let us see the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. See here, let us establish relation between linear and angular velocities. Here I am assuming particle P in the rigid body. Now let us assume this particle is in moving on the circular path with the radius r. Now O is the center of the circular path, and it makes an angle theta with the x-axis. Now the distance traveled by this particle is s in time t. In s, distance traveled by this particle is in time t. Right. Now what is our aim? Our aim is to give the relation between linear and angular velocities. For this, what we have to do, we have to take the one relation s is equal to rt, that is what, arc. The distance of arc equal to product of radius, and it makes an angle theta with the x-axis. Right, here it is the representation s is equal to rt, and differentiating with respect to t. Okay, let us differentiate this equation with respect to t, then we'll get ds by dt is equal to r into dt by dt. Right. So what is ds by dt? Rate of change of displacement. What is ds by dt? Rate of change of displacement, that can be written as v. So nothing but linear velocity. Rate of change of displacement is nothing but velocity, that is what, linear velocity. V equal to, so r remains same because it is constant, and the rate of change of angular displacement, instantaneous angular displacement, is nothing but instantaneous angular velocity, so that is represented by omega. Then finally we got relation v equal to r omega. So v is the linear velocity, omega is the angular velocity, relation between them is v equal to r omega. Right. Now vector form of this equation, how can we write? V bar is equal to omega bar cross r bar. V bar is equal to omega bar cross r bar. Here the linear velocity of every particle, in the rigid body is the product of angular velocity and the perpendicular distance between them. See there, the product of angular velocity, here linear velocity is equal to the product of angular velocity and the perpendicular distance between them, r bar. So this is our required equation. Now with the help of this equation, we are going to derive acceleration. Formula. Now let us differentiate this equation. Assume this is equation 1 and 2. Now what we have to do? Let us take equation 2 here, from equation 2, differentiate equation to differentiate 2 with respect to theta, with respect to t. Then what we get differentiating equation 2, will get dv by dt. dv by dt is equal to, so see here, dv by dt is equal to, so r is constant, right outside, r into d omega by dt, right, d omega by dt. Okay, now differentiating, what we get, dv by dt, it's equal to r into d omega by dt. So what is dv by dt represents? Rate of change of velocity. dv by dt represents rate of change of velocity. So this rate of change of velocity is nothing but acceleration. So that acceleration is tangential component. See there, like this way. This is what a tangential component. So it is represented by AT, tangential component AT, right? Tangential acceleration AT. So AT equal to, so r remains same, and what about d omega by dt? Angular acceleration, instantaneous angular acceleration, that is represented by alpha. Assume this is equation number 3. So okay, this is equation number 3. Now we got one relation, tangential acceleration AT equal to r alpha, where alpha is nothing but angular acceleration. Angular acceleration. Now, vector form of this equation can also be written as at is equal alpha bar cross r bar. At bar is equal to alpha bar cross a bar. So this is what vectorically at bar equal to alpha bar cross r bar. Now let us see here, a radial acceleration of particle is given by radial acceleration. We know that the radial acceleration, how can we write radial acceleration can be written as we know that F is equal to mv square by r. F is equal to mv square by r. mv square by r. So here F can also written as ma. mv square by r. Here cancel. This is what here radial acceleration. Ar is equal to v square by r. Ar is equal to v square by r. Now we got two accelerations. One is tangential acceleration. The second one is radial acceleration. Total acceleration of this rotating body. Total acceleration of this rotating particle. So can be written as total acceleration can be written as a bar. Vectorically we are writing a bar is equal to, so see here, this equation can also be written as like this. Substitute v value here. If you substitute v value, what we get? R square omega square by r. So r cancel, we'll get b equal to ar is equal to omega square r. Ar is equal to omega square r, and again this can also be written as omega bar cross v bar. Okay, because if substitute v equal to r omega, we'll get to omega square r. Okay, this is one equation. Now the total acceleration. Now the total acceleration can be written as a bar equal to tangential acceleration, rotatory, and radial acceleration. This is our required acceleration of rotating body. Total acceleration a bar equal to a bar tangential acceleration plus radial acceleration. Okay, so this is our required formulas.